I've been putting this extra time at home to good use, hammering away at these slider sets. And it's paying off for me. I've been enjoying the game more than ever lately. This is the first update. We're going to have I'm going to unleash a series of them, but this is the first one. It's going to focus on the tendency sliders. Okay, and as a bonus, a little later in the video, we're going to cross over to the defensive settings. We're going to make a change to one of those, and that's going to help us, like, it'll complement these sliders and make it easier, make it better for us. Okay, so what are we actually trying to accomplish here? Well, first we got to fix the shot distribution. The main thing is, you know, the CPU teams, they just don't, as a whole, they just don't take enough threes. It's just unrealistic in today's game. Right now it's never going to be perfect. You know, there's so many factors that go into shot selection, like scheme, matchups. You have each individual player's tendency ratings as well, of course, but we can make this a lot better. Okay, so right from the top, what we want to do, take inside shots, we're going to put that at 20. We got take close shots, we got that at 25. Mid-range shots, the next one, we got that at 48. We got take three-point shots all the way up at 99. I would put it at 100, but I try not to do that with any slider in 2K. Weird stuff starts to happen if you have it all the way to the very last notch, but basically that's what we got, 99. Next one, we got post shots, 17. We got look for post players. That's going to be at 32. So it's a little higher. Just because you're passing into the post doesn't mean you're necessarily going to take a post shot, of course. You know, but feeding the post is not a big part of today's game either. So that's a good spot. Realistic number of you know, post entry passes. Yes, I did compare it to real life, of course. The next one, throw alley oops. Manually counted those as well compared to real life. We got that at 55. Okay, next one, backdoor cuts. We got that at 46. Okay, pause for a second. Before we move on, all those sliders I just gave you, they don't have anything to do with difficulty. Okay, it's just about realism. So it's going to be the same regardless of what difficulty level you play on. Okay, and we do, even though the user controls a lot of this stuff, if you happen to be playing on a player lock, something like that, we do just want to set those same numbers for CPU and the user, even though mostly it's about the CPU. Let's move on. We got more tendency sliders related to shot distribution. Now these, you know, they're mostly about realism, but they do have a small element of difficulty tied to them. So the ones I'm going to give you now, those will vary a little bit based on the difficulty level. I'll give you the number for each one. Let's go ahead and start with the my extra challenging slider set. So for the user, we got this attempt dunk slider at 49, CPU 51. And you're going to see it all there. We got Hall of Fame, user 50, CPU 51. Superstar and All-Star, both user and CPU, each at 50. On Pro, we got user 51, CPU 50. Okay, and then Rookie, user 51, CPU 49. Extra challenging set, attempt putbacks, user 56, CPU 58. Hall of Fame, user 56, CPU 57. It's going to be the same for Superstar, 56, 57. You can see it there. All-Star, user and CPU are going to be each at 56. And Pro, user 57, CPU 56. Rookie, user 58, CPU 56. Okay, we're going to skip down a little bit because I'm trying to, you'll see, I'm trying to keep the problems that we're addressing grouped together. So the contest shot slider, start with extra challenging set, user 48, CPU 52. Hall of Fame, user 48, CPU 51. Then Superstar, user 49, CPU 50. All-Star, user 50, CPU 50 as well. Pro, user 51, CPU 49. And Rookie, user 52, CPU 48. I mentioned there's different problems. Let's move on to the next one. Okay, so what I found is that when you just have one-on-one, they reach at a pretty, realistic level. The vast majority of on-ball steal attempts happen when there are multiple defenders around the ball handler. Like right here, you want to be able to hedge, to double team, to have a simple handoff motion, where the second defender just doesn't absolutely try to tackle the fucking ball handler trying to get a steal just because he's around him. Like, dude, just go with your man. Stop it. And we're trying to have a game here. We're trying to have a fucking civilization, dude. Can you just stop for 1 second? God, man. But so I don't know. We basically, with this whole situation, we get kind of caught between a rock and a hard place, right? So we don't want to just lower the slider really, really low, because then we'll hardly ever get any on-ball steal attempts, just normal ones when it's just one-on-one. But we still want some of those to happen, but we gotta lower it a little bit because I just can't take this. We just gotta find the best balance that we can. And that's what these numbers will do. Let's start with the extra challenging set. Again, we got user 35, CPU 37. Hall of Fame, user 35, CPU 36. Superstar, user 35, CPU 36. All-Star, both user and CPU at 35. Pro, user 36, CPU 35. Rookie, user 37, CPU 35. And 2K, feel free to work on this for 2K21. Just a thought. Okay, wild idea I'm going to throw at you. Let's move on to the next one. We got the play passing lanes slider. The extra challenging set, let's start with that. We got user 52, CPU 55. Hall of Fame, user 52, CPU 54. Superstar, user 53, CPU 54. All-Star, user and CPU are both at 53. Pro, user 54, CPU 53. Then Rookie, user 55, CPU 52. I couldn't put it up too much because the CPU would just start challenging, you're just trying to make a simple, easy, just swinging the fucking ball, just making a routine pass to try to start to get something set up, and they were just challenging too many of those. But it'll still happen every once in a while with these settings. So, yeah, good there. Move on to the next problem, which, in my opinion, is the biggest one. Then 2K20, basically the CPU is just absolutely obsessed with driving to the rim, especially driving baseline. And they always want to just put their head down and just go every other freaking trip up the floor. Really takes away from the fun of the game, and again, it's just not realistic. Okay, but we can fix this. We just got to do two things. First, the attack the basket slider here, last tendency slider we haven't done. We want to put that at 31. That's going to be for every difficulty level, and both for user and CPU. Okay, now the second thing, we are crossing over to another thing I test, then have videos on. Playlist link is in the description. There's still more coming. But it's the defensive settings. Particularly this force direction setting. I would normally have this on baseline. Well, not this year. We want to switch it to middle. And guys, I'm telling you, it really does help a lot. Even more so than I thought it would. I could see it operating here. It goes a long way. Look how early he gets there. Look how he gets set up. He's already on that side. Even if they do try to drive middle, I don't know why with this year, it's just easier to contain those middle drives. They don't drive the middle like they do the baseline, where they just, once they put their head down and they get any steam built up at all, there's just fucking nothing you can do. It's just baseline when they turn into like a runaway train. Now, with him like this, it just does a good job of kind of discouraging that tendency. Alright, you guys, that is what you do. Now, of course, as you probably know, you can download my slider sets on PS4. It's under the tag right there, _Popboy. And for any other platform, you just head over to my channel, go to the About section, and scroll all the way down to the bottom. You see a link for each difficulty. Now, it's important to remember, as usual, those sets will include everything except for the adjustments from the very latest slider update video. You know, just go on there and look, you know, whichever video is the newest one in the playlist, whatever's in that video. So right now, of course, this one, those are the only ones you got to change manually. Everything else is already built into those sets. Okay, but you can get in the comments if you have any questions about that, or anything else, or if you have any comments. I hope you guys enjoyed, that you found this video useful. Tap that like button if you did. And you'll be happy to know there's another update already on the way, already in the works. It's going to be the foul sliders. Okay, plus there's going to be another little bonus in that video. There's actually 2 sliders where I've recently found like their breaking point or whatever you want to call it. You'll see what I mean. So we're going to update those also next time on 2K with the Popboy.